In this village, they say if you hear music after dark, don't listen. Don't look. And never follow the dancer in white. Then, someone screamed. It was an old woman, Mama Ojeki. She pointed toward the far end of the village, near the tall Iroko tree that marked the edge of the Ojoku forest. There, she stood. A woman in white. She was barefoot. Her long black hair covered her face. Her arms swayed gently in the air, and her feet moved slowly, as if she was dancing to music only she could hear. The people gasped. Adama, someone whispered. No, that can't be, another replied. The woman danced for a few seconds, then turned and walked into the forest. That night, nobody slept. The next day, a young farmer named Nadezi went to harvest yams. He stayed out late, not believing in the ghost stories. He didn't come home. The people searched for him the next morning. They found his cutlass on the ground. His basket of yams had been dropped beside it. But there was no blood. And there was no Nadezi. He had vanished. Just like Chukudi. Just like Adama. Fear spread quickly after that. Another boy, only 13, stayed outside to tie a goat. His mother called him in, but he said, I'll come soon. He never did. His rope was found on the ground. The goat was still there. He was not. After 3 more people went missing within 1 week, the village chief called an emergency meeting. The oldest elder, Pa Egbuna, stood up and spoke with a shaky voice. This is not a joke, he said. This is not a ghost story. This is real. She is back. She is angry. And she is not done. They decided on a rule that would change the village forever. By 6 p.m., every person must be inside their house. Doors must be locked. Windows must be shut. No one must look outside. No one must answer if they hear music. No one must follow the dancer. To make sure people remembered, the blacksmith built a giant iron bell. It was hung in the center of the village. Every evening, a boy would ring it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once the last bell rang, not even the dogs were allowed outside. That rule has not been broken since. From that day forward, Umwogo changed. It was no longer a village of loud songs and late gatherings. Everything happened in the day. Weddings, funerals, naming ceremonies, all had to end before sunset. Visitors were warned. Strangers were washed. Children were taught from the age of 5. When you hear the 6th bell, run home. Don't wait. Don't talk. Don't look back. Some villagers moved away. Some stayed and obeyed. But one thing was clear. Something evil danced after dark. And the people believed it was Adama. But not the Adama they once knew. This Adama didn't smile. She didn't bring joy. She didn't want to be washed. She didn't dance for love anymore. Now, she danced for pain. Now, she danced for revenge. Now, she danced to take. Years passed. The rule of 6 p.m. remained. No one broke it. Not once. Until the day a stranger came to Umwogo. His name was Uche. He was a young man from the city. He came with cameras and books. He said he was doing research on African myths. When the villagers warned him, he laughed. Ghost stories, he said. I don't believe in all that. He rented a small hut near the edge of the forest. The elders begged him to leave before evening. He promised he would. But when the bell rang at 6, Uche stayed outside. He sat under the Iroko tree with his camera, waiting. And then, he heard it. Soft music. A flute. Drums. And ankle bells. He stood up, shaking. It was real. He turned to run, but it was too late. There she was, the woman in white. Hair over her face. Feet gliding. Arms moving slowly. She danced toward him, and Uche screamed. The villagers heard him. Then silence. The next morning, his hut was empty. Only his camera remained, lying in the dirt. And on the camera, a final blurry image of a woman dancing. Her name was Amoka. She was just 11 years old. She had never seen the dancer. She had only heard stories. At night, her grandmother would whisper, "Never open your window after the bell, my dear. That is when she dances." But Amoka was curious. Too curious. One night, just after the 6th bell rang, she sat by the window. Her grandmother was asleep. The house was quiet. The moon was full. And then, she heard it. The flute. The drum. The jingling bells. Her heart began to beat fast. She wanted to look. Just once. Just a peek. She slowly pushed the curtain aside. Outside, under the moonlight, the dancer was there. White dress. Long black hair. Face hidden. Her body moved like smoke. Amoka couldn't breathe. She stared, frozen. Suddenly, the dancer stopped. She turned. She looked directly at Amoka's window. Though her face was hidden, Amoka felt her eyes. Deep. Cold. Empty. Then the dancer raised her hand and pointed at her. Amoka screamed and fell back. She ran to her grandmother, crying. The old woman held her tightly and prayed all night. In the morning, Amoka was burning with fever. She couldn't speak. She couldn't eat. She just kept whispering one word. "Sorry, sorry, sorry." She never opened a window again. And the villagers, they nailed their windows shut after that. Just to be safe. One evening, a young man named Obina, who was a palm wine tapper, drank too much, and when the bell rang at 6 p.m., he laughed. "I'm not afraid of music," he shouted. "Let her come." He sat outside.